Phantom of the Opera is not only an important part of living theater history, but is still relevant to modern-day audiences. Viewing this opera as a story of a stalker is eye-opening. The teenager in front of my seat saw that the Phantom's behavior was dangerous and morally wrong when we conversed about it at intermission. However, when I pointed out that vampire from Twilight was also a violent stalker, the teenager was shocked and disagreed with me. We had a great conversation on how it was easy to see the dangerous nature of the Phantom because he was disfigured, but harder to see it in the sparkly vampire. This whole conversation on beauty and dangerous loves tells me that as a piece of theater, Phantom is still relevant to our society. Stalking is still a dangerous problem that our society faces. Getting the audience to think about this issue while being entertained by outstanding singing, stunning sets, lights, and costumes is priceless. Highgate Cemetery is a place of paradox. There, life is protected while surrounded by death. Life is exemplified by a population of rare orb weaver spiders, which London Wildlife Trust found. They measure more than 30 millimeters, including its leg span, and live in the vaults on Egyptian Avenue at the cemetery. They were found while conducting a bat survey. This cave-dwelling spider requires total darkness to live. Egyptian Avenue is cold, clammy, and beautiful in an eerie way. The spiders chose their home well. This cemetery is the resting place of Karl Marx, as well as Radcliffe Hall, a poet and author who wrote the novel called The Well of Loneliness. It was a novel about a lesbian relationship, which, as you can imagine, caused quite a stir when it was published in 1928. There is the resting lion Nero, in honor of George Wombell, proprietor of England's largest traveling menagerie in the early 19th century. He started out by acquiring 2 boa constrictors and charging 1 penny for a viewing in London's taverns. The cemetery is the site for Bram Stoker's famous novel Dracula, published in 1897, and Dracula, the character Lucy, after being bitten by Dracula, is buried in Highgate. There she rises and begins creating her group of vampire children. After walking the pathways surrounded by decaying gravestones, I believe the location was aptly picked for the novel, and I fully believe a vampire could have lived there. And some believe the spiders are evidence that prove a vampire lives, and that the cemetery is built over a ley line. This is why Highgate is considered one of the world's most haunted cemeteries. I always feel a beautiful calming effect when I'm visiting a place with such history, art, and remembrance of life. And while I felt no ghostly presence while I was there, I'm not sure I could say the same if I had been there at night.